The topic before us today is life expectancy in Nigeria. Now, this topic is very crucial because the definition of life expectancy is the statistical measurement of average number of years that a person is expected to live in relation to the years of birth. If that is the definition. Now, in Nigeria, they said that 54.5 years. So everybody is expected, or a male child is expected to live for an average statistical measurement of 54 years. That is to say that anybody that is a male in Nigeria, 54 years is the measurement of the average life expectancy. For female are so lucky, they don't buy easily. They said it's 64. So a male child in Nigeria will understand that the life expectancy is 54.5, while for the female is 64. This is as at October 2024. Now, global average is 73 years of age. That's the life expectancy for the global measurement is 73 years. Because when you look at it, global average, let me leave this so that I want the board to be clear enough. Now, in Hong Kong is 85, in Japan is 74, in South Korea is 84 years, in UAE, United Arab Emirates, is 82. So therefore, even in Africa, let's get off the international, let's see. In Africa, in Nigeria is 73 years. In Cape Verde, it's 76 years. In Tunisia, it's 76.9. In Mauritius, in Morocco, an average person is expected to live for 75 years. So these are African countries. In South Africa, you know the reason? We need to use South Africa because we have similarity. South Africa is 64 years, while Nigeria is 54 for the male, and for the female is 64. Now, that means that every male child in Nigeria has a shorter life expectancy than a female child. There is something again that is called healthy life expectancy from birth. Let's go there, because if we want to define that, it should include serious definitions and all that. Now, what are the causes? Let's remove the global average stroke. Now, let's go to the causes of pi. What are the things according to WHO? What are the causes of death and disabilities? According to WHO, they said that on the average, that cancer globally, so the cause of this globally is the cause of death globally, or what to make people die, according to WHO, is cancer, cardiovascular diseases, mental health. Do you know this mental health? We don't take it serious before. In Nigeria, nobody, we don't really take it important. Because of our societal, value, community will come to your help and all that. People live together. The level of individualism is low compared to the Western world. So this might give, people support themselves based on our social, and communal living and diabetes globally. Causes of death in Nigeria. Malaria is the highest. This is hundreds of thousands. This is not a million anyway. So malaria, lower respiratory infections, pneumonia in children. Add to this data. Diarrhea, that's poor sanitation within the environment, cholera and all that. TB, tuberculosis, maternal conditions, heart diseases, stroke, and HIV. These are the things that causes as at 2021. And some of these things are still the major causes, even as at 2024 data. Now, class, where we want to go to is a phenomenon that personally I have observed that people do not always give attention to, which is what is called glycemic index. Anybody that is listening to this class should take their phone and look at this and debate it with either their growing parents, if you are a teenager, or if you are a middle-aged person. Discuss glycemic index with your parents, even if they are not educated. The reason is that glycemic index is called, you can call it GI. It is a scale that ranks the carbohydrate content in food based on how they rise blood sugar in human beings. This is a measurement that calculates or that indicates the rise of carbohydrates. Any food you are taking, the blood sugar that is going to add to your body, is what is called, the measurement is what is called glycemic, and it is ranked between 0, glycemic index, it's ranked between 0 and 100. So any food that you are taking in relation to blood sugar, and people will say glucose, they will say any carbohydrate you take, it will be converted to glucose converted. That is technical class or medical class. But the general knowledge is that every food you take, it will result, or the calculation of how it's going to add to your blood sugar, it is calculated by what is called glycemic index. So that's food that you are taking, the carbohydrate content in it, based on how it's going to rise or increase or decrease your blood sugar, it is called glycemic index measurements. Now, this glycemic index in Nigeria, we have staple food. It is from 0 to 100. They said that there is different cadre. There is low glycemic index food. Those ones are, say, 55 below. Medium, that is less than, no, not more than, that is less than 69. And high, that is 70 and above. So now, but for the emphasis of class and emphasis of knowledge, please, anything you want to eat, that you want to take, you have to be careful that it's not more than 50. The glycemic index should not be more than 50. Ojiku to 2025. 2025. This is my own postulation. So that anything that you say, okay, when you check the index, if it is above 50, try and reduce it. We know it's difficult for us. Now, let's look at our staple food. White bread is 100. That is the 100 glycemic index. White rice is 64, is high. Oatmeal is 87, is high. Whole wheat is 71. Gari. So if you are taking a portion of gari, which is called eba in local parlance, either yellow gari or white gari, it is 92. The glycemic index is high. Now, nutritionists, medical people can tell you that if you eat them with vegetables, it will help you balance the fiber ratings and all that. I'm not saying that. My purpose of this class is to create the awareness that every growing person, if you are 40 and above, you must know it yourself. older parents that maybe they do not really understand in terms of education and all that, let's guide them and discuss with them in the local languages. Now, let me erase the definition so that we'll have a cleaner board. Class, our baked potato, regular bread is 71. Wheat bread is 71. Glycemic index is considered to be high. Now, beer is 100%. That's lager beer. Lager beer is 100. Watermelon. You say that watermelon is a fruit. Now, if you take it with the fiber, that's when you want to take a fruit juice and you extract the juice alone, it will give you 72. The glycemic index will be 72. But if you take with the fiber, it might reduce it. That's why when you want to take fruit, you should take it with the fiber. Pineapple is 66. Is medium. Banana is 54. And ice cream is 61. Yam is 82. That's pounded yam. When people call it yam, people call it pando, whatever. As long as it is processed yam, it will give you 82, which is very high. So all these things will determine the blood sugar level. So you must know it as a growing person. Now, the solution is that if you watch your sugar level or blood sugar level, as it were, you will have been able to put if you watch your glycemic index, your glycemic index will help you maintain a very or improve blood sugar condition. That's number one advantage. Number two, it will help you control your weight. Number three, it will help you reduce chronic diseases if you do not have a high blood sugar. And diseases like diabetes and heart-related problems, the risk will be reduced in you. So everybody, I want to join us to go and study what a glycemic index is. And class, this glycemic index, I can ask you at any point in time, most especially for the old students, because this glycemic index is not just useful for you, it's useful for the parents. And for anybody that is above 40 years, you should understand this. Discuss glycemic index with your doctor. Take your internet. Your internet is an open resources. You can search and read about it. So you will not be taking beer that is 100%, that has 100% GI. And you'll be taking 5 bottles every day. Or you'll be taking carbonated drinks every day. If you don't know the glycemic index, you just think you'd be taking pounded yam. The glycemic index is very high for some of those things. And when you want to take fruits, make sure you take those fruits with their fibers. If you are taking watermelon, take it with the fiber. Not that you extract the juice alone and take the juice alone. The glycemic index will be high. The same thing with pineapple. At that, this life expectancy in Nigeria will lead us to another very salient topic on which will be our next class by the grace of God. This next class will go to the issue of how are you preparing for that old age so that you will not be depending on your children. See you at the next class. Thank you, class. Thank you for this class. Kindly follow us and help us share some of our videos. Thank you. We appreciate it.